Okay, here's a quick video on how to use if, else if, and else statements. These differ a little bit if you've seen some other videos that I've had up on here. Just by a little bit, but nothing too completely different. It's kind of like an if statement part 3 here. So this is a Win32 Console Application in Visual Studio 2013. There will be no visuals, so if you're looking for that, that will not be in this tutorial. So, alright, so let's get started. So we need to include our IO stream, and then we need to include our namespace. And those two things just allow us to read and write to the console application, so that's all those are really there for. And in this case now, we're going to now do what we typically would in my other tutorials. We're going to kind of show a little bit if, else, if, and else statements. In the other videos you've seen, if you've used other videos, it's if, and we'll just say true, else, do something else, right? And we'll just print something out to the console here. We'll say this, the if statement was true, and our else statement will just say cout two less than signs, right? Quote, double quotes. The else statement was true, and I guess there isn't really a true for an else statement. It's just kind of like a default catch. If it doesn't catch this, it'll catch this. So right now our Boolean expression just kind of says, right, this is a Boolean expression, true or false. In between here, it just says that if this is true, perform what's between these, else if this is false, do this. And right now this is true, so it should print out the if statement was true. And we'll just run to show that, which it does. The if statement was true. So the only difference here is that if we want a second case here, ooh, sorry about that, sneezing, yeah. If we want a second case here, we just say else if false, we'll say for this one, cout the else if statement was true. In line. Typing today would be a big priority. Aha, there we go. Okay, so yeah. So we have our little true statement, our else if statement. So if it reaches this and this thing is false, it'll reach this. And actually we'll change these just so you can kind of see here. We'll change this to false and we'll change this one to true. There we go. So it will fail in this one because this statement is false. It won't reach this. The if statement was true. But instead of just going straight to the else, it'll go to the else if, and we'll say, well, else if, and we'll say cout the else if statement was true, and Control F5 to run that. And the else if statement was true, and that's good. That's exactly what we expected. So, pretty easy little setup there. That's the only real difference between an if statement and an else statement, and you can use all sorts of things. We can say, right? We can say if zero is greater than 3, do this. Else if 0 is less than 3, do this. Or it'll do that, right? And there we go. See? Alright, so 0 is not greater than 3, so we skipped our if statement, but 0 is less than 3, so we went to the else if statement, and we stopped there. We printed that out, and that's all I cared about. So, yeah, that's just a little simple way of how you implement if, else if, and else statements. So, alright, that concludes this video.